what we have here is our ridge pole and Y sticks already set out, and this is actually like what I consider perfect. I mean, crotch height that's definitely, you know, your choice, but the closer to your face and your body, the better. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that it's nice to prop the bottom end up on a log or something, so that your feet aren't like crammed up against the top of that thing. So that is nice. And the next stage would be to measure this out. So somebody, you want to hop up, you look like you're medium height, and just lay down in there, and then we can measure out. There you go. Lay under the center of it. Sweet.
That's how it becomes.
Looks nice. You comfortable?
Well, my feet certainly wouldn't be.
Well, besides your feet.
Oh, man!
All right, get out of there! Sorry about the face. It's supposed to be at your arms, but whatever, we missed. Sorry about that. The first time I volunteered, that was good. The first time I volunteered, I got to be the person who was down in the hole, and one of the other volunteers happened to have some bear paws that he had taken and gotten everything out of there. So it was the paws with the claws on it, and I reached down, the person just literally like flew 5 feet in the air. Okay, so you can lay back down again. It's so we can measure it out.
These were the rocks you had, right?
That'll make you think twice about, well, you didn't volunteer. I kind of picked you.
Next time you pick me for something, I'll be
No, thank you. All right, so something like hand width. So anybody can help me out. Just doing hand width around her. We're just going to mark out where our ribs are going to go.
As close as possible, right?
Yeah, a hand width, just for comfort's sake. But sometimes I go a little bit smaller than that. And so we have big pile of ribs over here, and you're good now. You can hop up. Yeah, we can either that, or we can even, you know, if there's we can look in here. If there's like a log, we can prop that up. Because when we're done building this, you guys can sleep in this. There's 3 nights left in the class, so 3 people can sleep in here. But one thing we did neglect to do actually is look around for hazards. So up above us. Yeah, well, nothing really above.
Next time, check underneath.
Zombies sleeping in here.
What do you think, Brendan? Check the 4 directions?
Yeah, we usually check the 4 directions. Let's start the west. You guys duck down over there. We'll check that whole area. Everybody just kneel down on that side. Anybody see any hazards on the west side over there?
That guy looks pretty
Any hazards on the west side? Oh, come on out.
Hazards.
Stand up, hazards on the west side.
down in front.
Down in front. Donna, down. Donna, down.
Those are always a doozy.
Wow.
What are those?
Those are the hazards to the west. Oh, wait. So,
Yeah, check the north side. You guys duck down there. You guys kneel down.
we got any hazards to the north up here? Anybody see any hazards in the north? Hey, any hazards over there? Right there. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
That's awesome.
There's something over here.
All right, so
Everybody over here, when we get down.
not yet. We will. To the east. See if we see any hazards to the east.
Down, brother.
Everybody over here. Hazards to the east, stand up.
Just one?
How about that direction, the south?
The south. Is there any hazards to the south?
How about in a pile? Check the pile. Check the pile.
And you guys laughed at her in that shelter there getting grabbed. Oh, you guys
There's a little of your brother in you yet.
Nice job, guys.
Is that all of them? Good job. I got to be honest with you all. The only reason why I skipped the slideshow is because these guys had actually been laying in the ground for about 40 minutes by the time we got to the slideshow. So that was actually for their sake. But yeah, good job, guys. Yeah, that was really good. I got served. I didn't see anybody, and I knew they were there. So that was really good. I knew they were somewhere. It's good. I like it like that. So over here, we have our pile of ribs. So if people want to just dive in and start grabbing ribs, and we'll start constructing this. And if there's a larger, branch or something like that we can prop the bottom of this on, that'd be great. Don't be shy. Just start grabbing ribs and putting them on.
So you just lay it up?
Yeah, we can take pictures of the hazards at any point, although they want to get a picture of her in the tree. Look at, she's like, can she stay up there for me?
You didn't see that. None of you. 140 of you.
See what? Yeah, see, this is a little, that's a little long right there. Yeah. And these ones are sticking up a touch more than they could, but either way. Yeah, if people want to start spreading them out. This is your guys' debris hut. I'm not building this. This is your, there we go.
If you were actually building one because you needed one, would you be that picky about the size if there aren't tons of sticks?
Should we prop the bottom up before the...
I'd be really picky about sizes, honestly. Like, I mean, yeah, if you didn't have as much sticks sitting around, I'd let them stick above. Yeah, and not only that, when you're breaking them, you gotta find them. You let them stick up some, but it's better if you can not do that.
Save this Y for the door.
We have a couple Ys up here.
Yeah.
Do we want to save the Y for the door?
Yeah, actually, save a couple ones. This one's probably, maybe, that might be a better height. We'll save that one as well, but if we have enough. The only other issue, let me see one of those Ys, is because this, I'd like to have this out of the way more, if we can. You know what else we could do is this. Whoa, sorry, I had to I reshuffled.
It's a lot easier when you try. You get one done in about 5 minutes.
See, that's a really small entrance already, so that's great. Perfecto. All right, so that's pretty good for that. Let's get on the lattice. Lattice is over there. Let's pile some lattice on top of this thing. I'm not timing you, but, you know, you got to light a fire under some of these people. Somebody decide. Debris hut. Stinking dirty debris hut. And don't be shy with the lattice, just toss it right on there. So this would be the stage at which, after this stage, would be where you would... Well, never mind. We haven't put the debris on. What the hell am I talking about? Never mind. Oh, shut up. Continue to build, people. Continue to build. What's that?
Should we weave the lattice in?
You don't really need to. If you only have a little bit, sure, but I mean, you don't really need to.
Okay.
It's just enough to. It's just to keep the leaves from falling through really easily. Yep, I normally do. I normally, look for that if I see it.
Was all this lattice just collected from the ground, or did you have to cut anything?
It was all collected from the ground. None of this was cut green, or if it was cut years ago at a different class and sat around.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, the oak is pretty much taking over. If we can burn it, hopefully we burn it. What's that?
We have a lot of dead standing trees mixed in, so
really easy.
Good place to...
Where is that at?
New Hampshire.
Beautiful. Love New Hampshire. All right, so
Naturally,
at this
there
point,
aren't scrub oaks in the pines. Or there's
oh
just
no,
a
there's
few?
scrub oak, but they just get burned every 5 to 10 years. 5 years, I should say. All right, so now we want to start with the debris. So if people can just start grabbing copious amounts of debris and piling it on top.
Having so many hands, it's going
Exactly. We're gonna build a debris hut in a record time of 4 minutes.
This is great.
Debris hut's easy.
So Matt, like
Just
this
get
stuff
all
here,
120 of your helpers.
it's too thin. It's just like
Yeah.
going right through.
Don't worry about it. Enough is gonna fall through, but you're gonna use it. You would have it on the inside. Yeah, I mean, and this would be fresher debris if you were collecting it, but we like to keep the debris around so that we don't have to collect debris every single class.
That's what takes so long, huh? Or of course, if it's
Oh
rotting,
yeah,
then,
that's really the time consumer.
Should you start with rotting and work your way up?
Either way.
Builds on it and the holes as you come up.
I like to just toss it on top, and then every now and again I'll do like a handful towards the bottom. But I mean, it's going to naturally find that. I like to toss it on top because then it falls into like the really good cone shape. Oops, sorry. You want to step in? Yeah. So you don't want me in your picture? Debris hut master.
Serious debris.
This has got serious issues.
Put 4 feet of that stuff on there,
Oh yeah.
40 below.
Yeah, the thickest one I've ever made was about 5 feet. It was warm. And it probably only got down to 10, 15 degrees that night. But it was freaking awesome. It was so warm.
When bending one of these, I would probably make the ribs closer together, right?
You can make the ribs really close together. You don't even really need the lattice so much. If it's fresh debris.
I learned something else about make ones.
What's that?
Make one up to this height, and then it goes down to your head,
Okay, so it goes up and down. Where's the door?
It goes right over there. They're like,
Okay. That works too. That makes
never heard of
sense.
that?
I haven't, but I mean, I'm sure it's the same principle, it's just slightly different design. Because I mean, I learned it here, and then I just do it like this because I'm used to it. But I've done them where it's like, it was really just really long, and I just pulled debris in. With the one I built when I was in Arizona, and it was like, instead of having the tripod, there was a little berm, just a little, where the edge of an old riverbank had come out and then just went straight down, and I just laid sticks over and then had a piece that went across it, and then I just piled the leaves into the shape to shed the rain. It worked really good. It did a little bit, not a ton, but it did rain a little bit. No, it's like a Spring Creek canyon, but it was small, and I was all the way towards the wall of the canyon anyway, so even if I was up above it, I would have gotten washed out either way. No, my shelter wasn't in the wash. It was from an old flood. It was from a really old flood. I mean, but yeah, no, otherwise I wouldn't have built it there, but it was we were in the canyon, and if it was flooding, we were screwed either way. But it was a lot better than trying to build one out of saguaro. Have you been to the Mazatzel Wilderness Area at all?
What's that?
The Mazatzel Wilderness Area? It's north. There's so many around you that yeah. It's north and east a little ways.
May I ask a very
Yes.
naive question?
Yeah, no such thing.
You're really going to insert your body into this muck?
Well, I mean, if I
You
was
can, if you want.
If I was building one fresh, it wouldn't be this.
This wet.
Yeah.
But still, it would be the same stuff, right?
Yeah, but it
dirt
wouldn't
in
be.
it?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be as much dirt and moisture mixed into it. So let's leave some of that debris. So this is the point. This is the point at which we would probably build. We would probably stuff the inside, and there's not quite enough debris, I don't think, to do the inside well. We should get the rest of that debris on there. Most of the rest of that debris. This is the point at which we would stuff the inside, and whoever wants to sleep in here might want to bring a blanket or something, or actually collect some fresh debris, because I wouldn't want to sleep in like this debris, but this will keep you warm. It's just pretty uncomfortable to sleep in. So if whoever wants to sleep in it, you can bring a small blanket, or if you want, just collect up some debris along all these trails. You should be able to find plenty of debris. Collect up some fresh debris and stuff it with. But
We're going to construct a doorway.
we'll go ahead and start constructing the doorway, so people can still bring some debris. Just leave enough debris to cover the doorway. So some people want to help get these Y sticks going. And this is probably one of the ones we'll want to use. But to be honest, this door is already pretty small, which is a good thing. But
It's facing a tree too.
yeah, it has its issues.
Question: there's this resounding concern of there's gonna be no spiders that can bite you or any insects, because I mean they live in the leaf litter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but once you pick them up and fluff it, then most of them are going to take off.
Okay.
But every that's
the
something
ground
else. That's something else that I'll mention. We're going to need a shorter one than that. Something else I'll mention later. I'm not even sure we so much need those right now, because this is low enough to the ground. I'm thinking just lay it in here. So instead of even necessarily having those inner Y pieces, just laying it.
We need one outer white door.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, about every 4 or 5 days, you want to take all of your inside stuffing out and just fluff it up and replace it with some new stuff. Yeah, we're gonna need a smaller one. That's gonna want to be like short here.
Should it just be
That can work, maybe. It's even lower. I mean, preferably it'd be about as low as this one is. Preferably, if there is another. If we can find another stick that works. I'm gonna break the rule that I set forward before. Nope, not breaking. Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's jab that in the ground. I think it's the same one we used last time. And then if we can get a couple. This can probably just be straight lattice.